In the heart of a forgotten valley stood Blackwood Manor, a once grand estate now shrouded in mystery and decay. Overgrown vines crawled up its walls, and the air was thick with the scent of damp earth and rot. The townsfolk whispered tales of strange happenings within its crumbling walls. Some claimed to hear whispers drifting through the night air, while others swore they saw ghostly figures flitting between the shadows. Despite its dark reputation, the manor became the focus of curiosity for a group of friends: Mia, Lucas, Sarah, and Derek. Mia was the ringleader, always seeking thrills and adventure. Lucas, her childhood friend, was cautious but loyal, while Sarah, the skeptic of the group, preferred logic over legends. Derek, the joker, lightened the mood with his humor, though he secretly found the idea of the manor both thrilling and terrifying. One autumn evening, emboldened by tales of the manor's haunted past, they decided to explore Blackwood Manor. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows as they approached the towering structure, its windows dark like empty eyes staring into the night. "Are you sure about this?" Lucas asked, hesitating at the gate. Mia grinned, her excitement palpable. "Come on. It's just an old house. What's the worst that could happen?" As they crossed the threshold, the air grew colder, and the heavy door creaked ominously behind them. Dust motes danced in the beams of their flashlights, illuminating remnants of a forgotten era: rotting furniture, faded portraits, and cobweb-covered chandeliers. A chill ran down Mia's spine, but she brushed it off, eager to prove her courage. "Look at this place!" Derek exclaimed, running his fingers over a dilapidated piano. "It's like a scene from a horror movie." "More like a bad one," Sarah scoffed, though even she felt a chill creep up her spine. They explored room after room, sharing nervous laughter as they encountered eerie relics of the past. But as they ventured deeper into the manor, an unsettling feeling settled over them. The walls seemed to whisper secrets, and every creak of the floorboards echoed like a warning. In the heart of the manor, they stumbled upon a grand staircase leading to the upper levels. "Let's check out the second floor," Mia suggested, her adventurous spirit ignited. As they ascended, the atmosphere shifted. The air thickened, heavy with an oppressive silence. Reaching the landing, they were drawn to a door at the end of the hallway, its frame warped, the paint peeling like a withered leaf. "Let's see what's inside," Mia urged, pushing the door open with a reluctant creak. The room was filled with an overwhelming sense of despair. A large, ornate mirror dominated one wall, its surface clouded and cracked. As they stepped inside, the temperature dropped, and a cold breeze swept through the space. "What's wrong with this place?" Lucas whispered, glancing uneasily at the mirror. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind them, the sound echoing like thunder. Panic surged through the group as they rushed to turn the handle, but it wouldn't budge. "Is this a joke?" Sarah shouted, her voice trembling. Derek laughed nervously. "Very funny, guys. Let's just open the door." But their laughter faded as the air grew heavy with an unseen presence. Mia stepped closer to the mirror, drawn by an inexplicable force. The surface rippled like water, distorting her reflection. "Mia, don't!" Lucas cried, grabbing her arm. But it was too late. As she touched the mirror, a blinding light enveloped her, and she vanished, leaving her friends in stunned silence. "Mia!" they shouted, voices mingling with panic. The remaining three friends frantically searched for Mia, their hearts racing. The manor seemed to shift around them, hallways twisting and turning in impossible ways. They heard whispers, hushed voices echoing through the darkness, calling Mia's name, wrapping around them like tendrils of fog. "What do we do?" Lucas asked, panic rising in his voice. "We have to find her." Sarah insisted, her skepticism giving way to urgency. They retraced their steps, trying every door they had passed, but the manor felt alive, responding to their fear. Each room they entered was more unsettling than the last, furniture covered in white sheets that resembled ghostly figures, shadows flitting at the corners of their vision. "Look!" Derek pointed to a dusty old book lying open on a table. "Maybe it'll tell us what happened." They gathered around, and Lucas flipped through the yellowed pages. The words detailed the tragic history of Blackwood Manor, a love story gone wrong, the tale of Eleanor Blackwood, the last resident, who had mysteriously vanished decades ago. "She was obsessed with that mirror," Lucas read, his brow furrowing. she believed it held the key to communicating with the afterlife. Great. So, it's a haunted mirror, Sarah said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. What's the plan? We break it? Let's keep looking, Mia urged, though her heart sank at the thought of her friend lost in the unknown. We need to find a way to get her back. As they moved deeper into the manor, they discovered more clues about Eleanor's fate. A hidden diary in a dusty drawer revealed her growing madness, a spiral into despair after the loss of her true love, Samuel. The diary hinted at the existence of a portal within the mirror, suggesting that Eleanor had tried to reach him on the other side. We have to find that mirror, Lucas said, determination replacing his fear. It might be the only way to save Mia. In the dim light, they finally found the room where the mirror was kept. As they approached, the air thickened with dread, the whispers growing louder, swirling around them. Mia, they shouted, hoping their voices would reach her. The mirror stood ominously in the center of the room, a reflection of a reality that felt wrong. Lucas stepped forward, his heart pounding. We need to confront whatever is holding her. Are you sure we should do this? Sarah asked, glancing back at the door, which now felt like a thin barrier between them and the unknown. We have to try, Derek said, his bravado faltering. As they faced the mirror, each friend felt a weight of dread pressing down on them. The whispers echoed their fears. You cannot save her, she belongs to us, I'm not afraid of you. Lucas shouted, though his voice wavered. The mirror rippled, revealing fleeting images of Mia trapped in a dark void, her face twisted in fear. With renewed determination, Lucas reached out to touch the mirror's surface, but the moment his fingers made contact, a surge of energy coursed through him. He felt a cold grip on his heart, a voice whispering in his ear, taunting him. You cannot save her, you will suffer the same fate. Derek and Sarah grabbed his arms, pulling him back. Don't listen to it, Sarah urged. We have to find a way to break the connection. They remembered the diary's mention of a ritual, a way to confront the darkness that enveloped Eleanor. We have to perform the ritual, Lucas exclaimed. But we need to do it together. As they gathered around the mirror, they linked hands, forming a circle. We need to focus, Lucas said, his voice steady. We have to channel our energy to break through. They began to chant the words they had deciphered from the diary, their voices rising in unison. The air crackled with energy as the mirror's surface began to shimmer violently. The whispers intensified, a cacophony of despair and rage, trying to drown them out. Mia, they shouted, calling her name as if their voices could pierce the veil between worlds. The mirror responded, rippling like water disturbed by a stone. Suddenly, the room was filled with a blinding light, and they felt a pull, as if the very fabric of reality was stretching. Hold on! Lucas yelled, his heart racing. The light enveloped them, and they were thrust into a swirling vortex. Images flashed around them, glimpses of the manor's dark past, the love story of Eleanor and Samuel, and the pain of loss that had trapped her spirit within the mirror. In that moment, they understood. Eleanor's anguish had given rise to the malevolent force they faced. They had to confront her pain, to bring peace to her restless spirit. Eleanor! Mia's voice pierced through the chaos, a desperate call for understanding. We're here to help you. The swirling light dimmed, and they found themselves standing in a dark, shadowy realm, a reflection of the manor but twisted and distorted. Before them stood Eleanor, her form ethereal and flickering like a candle flame. Why have you come? She asked, her voice echoing with sorrow. You cannot change what has happened. We can help you find peace, Lucas said, stepping forward. We know about Samuel. We want to set you free. Eleanor's expression shifted, a mixture of longing and despair. He is lost to me. I reached for him, and in my desperation, I was trapped. You don't have to be alone, Mia pleaded. Let us help you cross over. The shadows around Eleanor writhed, angry and chaotic. They will not let me go, she whispered, her voice trembling. You must face them, face the pain of my past. Determined, they formed a tighter circle around Eleanor. We're with you, Derek said, his voice firm. You're not alone anymore. As they focused their energy, the shadows began to swirl faster, closing in on them, feeding on Eleanor's despair.
Let go of the pain, Eleanor. Sarah shouted. Release it. You deserve peace. With each word, they felt a surge of power, a connection forming between them and Eleanor. The shadows recoiled, and Eleanor's form began to glow. You would do this for me?" she asked, her eyes wide with hope. "Yes," they all replied, their voices blending into one. "Let us help you find him." With that, the shadows howled in fury, but the light from Eleanor began to push them back. The air was thick with tension as the battle raged. The friends held on tightly, channeling their energy into Eleanor. They could feel her pain, her love, and her regret, but also the flicker of hope she had long buried. "Let him go, Eleanor!" Lucas cried out, willing her to release the burdens she had carried for so long. The shadows writhed and twisted, but slowly, they began to dissipate, drawn into the light radiating from Eleanor. "Thank you," she whispered, tears shimmering in her eyes. "Thank you for setting me free." With a final surge of energy, the last remnants of darkness vanished, and the realm around them began to dissolve into a brilliant light. As the light enveloped them, they felt a warmth wash over them, a sense of peace settling in their hearts. Then, in an instant, they were back in the mirror room, breathless and disoriented. The mirror now glowed softly, its surface clear and calm. Mia stood before them, dazed but alive. "What happened?" she asked, confusion etched on her face. You did it!" Derek exclaimed, his voice filled with awe. "Eleanor is free." They turned back to the mirror, now reflecting their relieved faces, no longer distorted. A gentle breeze swept through the room, carrying with it the scent of blooming flowers, a sign of renewal. "We have to get out of here," Sarah said, glancing toward the door, which now stood open, inviting them back into the world outside. As they stepped into the hallway, they could still feel the echoes of the Manor's past, but the oppressive atmosphere had lifted. Together, they left Blackwood Manor, the weight of their adventure heavy on their hearts but the bond between them stronger than ever. They emerged into the cool night air, the stars twinkling overhead like distant promises. In the days that followed, they often spoke of their experience, the lessons learned, and the strength found in friendship. Though the echoes of Blackwood Manor lingered in their minds, they knew they had faced darkness together, and together, they had triumphed. But as they walked away, they couldn't shake the feeling that the Manor's mysteries were far from over. The mirror, now a simple reflection, had held secrets of its own, and the whispers of the past might yet echo in the silence of the valley.